Good morning. Welcome back to Labyrinth Butterfly. Thank you for joining me for this new moon video in Aries. This will be a collective divine feminine update, energy update for this new moon cycle that we are beginning and walking into today. Very early this morning. I did wake up very early this morning, and I am sitting and doing this reading on the actual new moon day. So I have been guided that this is going to be a little bit of a faster reading. The energy in Aries is kind of, quick moving and to the point. So I've asked that, Spirit and my guides be very clear with the energies that are going to come through here for the Divine Feminine. I just want to say that I also do feel that I may do a follow-up reading for these, and we'll see how that actually plays out. But for now, I'm going to get right into the messages. While I was shuffling the cards, the Destiny card came out for the higher in the Divine Feminine's role. So again, I'm going to be posting the cards that I'm using down below, but this is the Dream of GAIA Tarot, which I use for the higher to basically clarify where the Divine Feminine's energy is from, more of the spiritual realm and above the 3D realm. And while I was getting the cards prepped for this reading, I was guided to use the tarot deck that I usually use for the Divine Masculine for the Divine Feminine today. So this is indicating to me that this Aries energy has, got the Divine Feminine in a very masculine role. And I do see that overall across the boards with the Divine Feminine right now, that a lot of us are, working really, really hard towards goals that we need to attain in the physical in order to move forward into our, complete whole self mission, right? Which is the goal, I feel, for many souls that are resonating with the twin soul, twin flame journey, is that there is a mission to this life, and we've come for a reason. So it's not just haphazard, right? Like why we are here and what we're choosing to do. So diving into the depths of the Destiny card. And I just want to say on a personal note for me, last weekend I had some very intense healings and sessions with other healers and shamans, and kind of to bring in the spring season, to let go of the winter season. I was also part of a ceremony, a Native American ceremony called a bear feast, where we are invoking the bear mother to awaken and come back to life for springtime. So in this card, I'm seeing a lot of resonance with some of the messages that I received. Expressively, the eagle is here, sitting on top of the Divine Feminine goddess in this form. It is a very spiritual card in terms of like how ethereal she looks. Etheric is rather the word I want. Etheric. She has the pentagram over her third eye, so she's really in her place of magic, in her perception, in her higher, like being able to see the entirety of this picture. You know, the eagle eye is basically her third eye right now. So the eagle itself being a messenger between heaven and earth, and highly revered as, you know, the one who can see above all else. Fun fact that I actually learned while looking up the eagle medicine, because I had a bald eagle fly across my path this past weekend, and for me that was a very, very important message to receive. But an eagle can spot a rabbit from 2 miles away. So this is the kind of foresight, this is the kind of vision that we're dealing with. And then we have this, you know, star ablaze and burning and, you know, ignited through the gateway of this stone formation, which is like, you know, Stonehenge almost. So it's the ancestral link of this destiny. It's the purpose of why you've come. So the divine feminines are realizing that their purpose and their destiny is to become whole and fully connected, and that, you know, the life that is to be lived here is supposed to be very meaningful and purposeful, you know. So within her heart and her mind, she realizes that. And a lot of feminines are breaking the chains of, you know, the old ways of doing and being, and digging in deeper to the higher callings, right? But we also have to remember that that doesn't always mean that it comes like a flash of lightning. There are a lot of transitional time frames going on right now. I believe that with this eagle medicine, there's a way to see the future, but it's almost like you're not able to fully touch it yet. So I think that the divine feminines need to remember at this new moon that the experience that you're having of like potentially overcoming trials and obstacles in the physical is for what's coming in the near future, if not in, you know, the very near future, maybe within the next few months or within the next, you know, course of time. But really I'm trying to read this for, you know, this beginning of this new moon cycle. So let's look at it for this month here that we're moving into, April. So also while I was shuffling the cards out of the Mystical Tarot, the Four of Wands fell out, and fell out right underneath the Destiny card. So, you know, here we have a union card. Here we have, you know, the divine lovers holding hands, dancing in front of the tower, and, you know, very much indicating ceremony and connectedness and union, coming together, wholeness. Again, the 1111, you know, within the context of this card. And I am, you know, I am getting a lot of feedback from divine feminines where, you know, there are, I'm sorry, I'm pulling other cards as I'm talking. The Three of Wands just came out. There are a lot of connections happening right now for divine feminines. There's a lot of let me just pull these out real quick. I'm going to put a, where are we coming into in the physical, with this energy of understanding the destiny, right? Because this is also about, with this destiny card, like what do the divine feminines want? What do they want? Because obviously they want they want union. They do want union. I think that that's a very classic divine feminine desire overall across the boards. We see that come up a lot. Divine feminines are hungry for that, seeking that. Yeah, there's a lot of endings here, a lot of reversals in terms of this desire to come into union. And I do believe, and I feel very strongly, that the divine feminine energy is recognizing that the union is first with self before it can be anywhere else. It's a union with self, right? And that is required. Oh, wow. Beautiful goddesses. We got the World card. We have the Ace of Cups. Okay, so reading this as far as like what the divine feminines want. Yeah, and the underlying energy here is the Ten of Swords reversed. So there's been an ending. The divine feminines have gone through a pretty major shift. Very major shift. And that may look differently for everybody who's listening to this. But there's been a major ending, whatever that is in your life. And potentially when we're asking, what does the divine feminine want going into this new moon phase? And she's, focusing in the higher levels on her destiny. That's what Spirit is bringing into this equation. There's an ending of, longing for that which cannot be attained in the physical. So the Eight of Cups comes up in reverse. So the Eight of Cups is usually the card of, walking away from those cups that you have attained thus far in order to continue on the journey alone to make it to where you need to go, to this destiny, right? But then we also have the Six of Wands in reverse as well. And we have the Moon card in reverse. So to me, it kind of feels like, a lot of times with the Moon card, we get like this mystery, this meaning of deception potentially, of, kind of like being in this receptive energy that is a bit light and dark at the same time, because the moon has those elements where it's not always fully lit. So, and the card of victory being reversed as well, it's like, it feels like all of these things indicate that the divine feminine is kind of past this waiting period, in terms of, needing to really stand alone, because what I'm feeling like is if these cards were the opposite, I would read them differently in terms of like, she's moving on herself, she's feeling that this is, the path to be moving forward alone, but there's a shift in that energy. She's gaining victories on her own. She's riding into town on her white horse, fully robed with, royalty, royal dress and robes and things like this. But there's also a shift there. She's, embracing her full moon energy. She's not. We're moving into a time of union, right under this destiny card, of coming together, of, embracing that dance and that light. And we also have, like, in the sky, in this Four of Wands card, because the Three of Wands came out directly after that, it's showing me that she is, because the sky is the same. It's either like, sunrise. It really, to me, feels like sunrise or sunset. But either way, you have that layered kind of warm tones and blue tones. So the sky is streaked with newness. And this union is followed by the Three of Wands, which is waiting for those ships to come in, which is partnerships and commerce and doing business with other like-minded souls and warriors and people that are on mission as well. So I feel like there's kind of this understanding for the feminines that they do want partnerships that are equal. They want partnerships that are established and grounded and complementary. And this brings to the feminine this Ace of Cups energy, which is total fulfillment and, like holding the world in her hand, emotionally, like full, and then also being able to take on the world with the World card. So that's a very powerful thing, because it's like the Ace of Cups is very emotionally fulfilled, like the cup is running over. And the World card is the completion card of the major arcana, the last card of that cycle. So it's like she has in this deck, she holds her arrows in her hands, and they're double-sided, and she's exposed, she's naked partially. So she has in the spiritual also everything that she needs, right? So she's really seeing that through divine unions, through partnerships that are based around energies that she's passionate with, she can let go of the need to, walk alone, find victories on her own, go off on like searching for things. I feel like a lot of divine feminines have really been processing that. Like, what does that look like? What do I want? What is the universe providing for me now? And how can I keep moving forward with this victory, so that I can attain everything that I need to attain and step out into the world full. And this seems very positive, and I encourage any of you listening to this to maybe take some time and do some writing, sit down, ask yourself, what do I want in a partnership, regardless of whether or not this is with your twin flame. That's not necessarily the reason why you have a twin flame. It really isn't. So if other people are coming into your life, you want to evaluate what that is offering you, how that is making you feel, what you need to be focused on, because it's important with this Three of Wands to remember who you are. Regardless of any unions that come in, you have to be whole and complete in order to make this Ace of Cups and this World card become activated. You have to hold your wand and hold your space in any unions that you come into. That is very important. That is very much a key for the divine feminine. remembering, going back into this destiny card, that your star that is shining so brightly through that gateway, your destiny card, that's dependent on you holding your space. It's very, very important. So I feel like, the challenges that I have been experiencing myself, along with other feminines who I keep in touch with, there's a lot based around fear. So I want to ask the angels, indigo angels, to give us some messages in regards to any fears that may be coming up right now, in regards to these changes, in regards to being open to seek the destiny and not just keep it up in the higher planes, but be able to manifest it down into this beautiful union card with this Ace of Wands. So we have send love, you are loved. So remembering to send and receive, to know that you are being protected, you are being guided. Wow, all about love. Send love, you are loved, and allow love. Okay. You are loved and allow love. So let's look at these for a second, because when we talk about love and union and fears that come up around that, we really want to see, like, underneath these cards that are reversed, when we're talking about ourselves, it's very important to remember to send love into those places and those points that have, been challenges, whether they be people or situations, memories, right? Like the past. For a lot of people, the divine masculines that you feel connected to, who may or may not be acknowledging any kind of connection or relationship, or, that separation could cause depression, anxiety, things like that, rather than just being in a stance of acceptance and understanding, which is difficult. But when that shift is made, and I feel like that shift has been made for a lot of people at this point, a lot of energy has shifted away from that. It's like still continuing to send love into that situation, to that person, to that understanding of, of that deeper understanding of why you have this connection in this union, or why it was strong, maybe stronger at certain points than it is right now, or whatever. It's because there's always a purpose in your growth and your process, and that purpose is to remember that you're not only loved, but you are love, right? And that the destiny of your being loved is going to show up in your physical world the more you allow for love to come in. So if you're blocking love because you're holding out for something that you've determined is supposed to be your partnership or your union or whatever, like I feel like with this Three of Wands card, she knows that she's supposed to be partnering with others. She knows that she wants this, but she's standing on her shore firmly and looking out into the waters where these boats are coming in. That doesn't necessarily mean that she knows or she can see who's inside those boats. Those boats may be carrying people to her that are part of her destiny that she hasn't even met yet, that she has no idea of yet. Or maybe she knows who's in those boats and she's patiently awaiting a time when she can, allow that love to expand and grow, and that, that work, that mission to be, placed into a higher level so that she is getting her emotional fulfillment and her cup is running over and she can share more out into the world. So moving through these fears of love, of sending your love, of knowing that you are loved, of not having to seek that over and over again, just knowing it, just holding it in your heart and really digesting that every single day, waking up and looking in the mirror and saying that to yourself even, I love you, I am loved, I allow love, I send love, I choose to be love in whatever situations are coming up now. And so I'm going to just keep moving because, again, time is telling me to go. So I'm going to ask the Sacred Traveler cards for the feminines now. What does she need to focus on for this new moon time? What does she need to really focus on and get deeply connected with now on the journey? We have the Navigating by the Stars cards that come out, which is the new moon card in this deck. It's it shows a sliver moon, as close as you can get to showing the new. And that is a traveler at night. And the message up for the card is following the bliss. Follow your bliss. Divine Feminines, follow your bliss. He's going down a path, a singular path. Again, you have the 2 trees, which indicates to me, union, self-union, physical union. We have the Miracles card that shows up with a slightly larger crescent moon. So as we're moving forward into this cycle, expect the wondrous to emerge. I really want to put that out there for Divine Feminines who are feeling stuck, or that they're really in this time of, going without, that they're potentially doing things in the physical plane, that they're, that they don't feel as connected to your mission, their missions. It is all connected. Okay, so again, even if the destiny is up in the higher and it's not fully actualized, it's coming, because you have the World card here, and the World card is coming down into the physical, the Ace of Cups. So as we continue to kind of walk away from the roles that have just not. Oh, we have stepping into power. You are strong beyond measure, Divine Feminines. We have staying focused, holding the course. And we have unknown territory. You are exactly where you need to be. So, and again, the underlying of view from above, getting the big picture, going up into that space of, she's in a hot air balloon and she's looking out over, this city or this village, and she's able to use that eagle eye energy right now. She's able to really, tell herself that she has the ability to see far in advance, like with this staying focused card, hold the course. He's using a telescope, he's looking far into the future, even though the future is unknown, right? because we have this unknown territory card, which is like this feeling of being snowed in on a path, but you have the owl medicine there, and you have the light guiding you forward. This to me feels like the feminines are really in a space right now of focusing on their masculine output into the world, because there's no feminine image other than the view from above, like the underlying energy with, like, you know, the goddess energy there. These are all masculine presences in these cards, but I don't feel like this is anything to do with focusing on the divine masculine outside of self. This is really staying strong to your course and staying in a place of faith with the miracles to come, in a prayerful space, you know, being powerful, stepping into power, being leading, you know, being that one that's leading through the night. And a lot of these cards are nighttime cards too, so it's almost like keep walking through the difficult things that are coming up for you, and if you can stay focused on where your goals are, and you can stay focused on that like singular point of light that is out beyond what you can even see, what you can maybe just feel, or you can intuit, or the messages that you're getting on a daily basis from the universe. Like when you look around and you read these signs and things are hanging up, or you see numbers, or you have a conversation and a stranger tells you something, like you're exactly where you need to be in this particular now. And you're moving into your own divine union, which is going to allow you to have amazing partnerships and fulfillment emotionally and collectively come into this world energy, which is so beautiful, divine feminine. So I'm right there with you. I'm really excited. I feel like it's all in the flow, and it's possible, and it's coming. So this new moon is about really getting focused on your destiny and what you need to do to get there, and remembering to, you know, stay in a place of love, to know that you're surrounded by love, to continue to send love to others, to allow for love to come to you. I'm going to ask the RUMI Oracle for a message from the Divine Feminine's beloved, from the higher. I'm going to read a poem, and we're going to close this reading. Please send a message for the Divine Feminine. Sacred union. Oh my God. So beautiful. So beautiful, feminines. Wow. I love it. And, you know, for a lot of you, you may be coming into unions in the physical, you know, with partners that are coming in now. So be open to receiving love, divine feminines. Don't block what the universe is sending to you. It's what you need. Sacred union. This is a 19 card. So that is a completion. It's a number 1. It's the beginning. It's the end, right? Only the oneness of love and the lover is eternal. Surrender your heart into this union, for all else in this world is momentary. Rumi. And it reads, I'm going to continue because that was a short poem. Stupefied with bliss, I become without thought. There is no grief in that loss. I gladly surrender my intelligence in favor of this mindlessness. It is ecstasy, rapture. The sweetness of the union, so sacred, overwhelms my senses. The lover and the beloved are my world. Nothing else exists except this love, this unity of divine masculine and feminine, and the fresh new universe that shall be born from their sacred conjoining. I'm going to end there because I really want to say that those of you who are coming into unions with beloveds, with sacred soul family, with partners at this time, with your twins, if that's what's happening, trust that this is what you need. Trust that this is a part of your destiny. And continue to focus on the bigger picture of everything coming into full completion and alignment for you at this time. Thank you so much for joining for this new moon reading. Again, I may do a follow-up. We'll see what the energies guide me to do. Please do, if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe. You can jump on over to labyrinthbutterfly.com and join the mailing list there so you can get these updates directly sent to you when I am good enough about remembering to send those out in emails. But all in good time as one. This is also part of my work and destiny, but I do juggle a lot of things, so I do what I can in offerings, and I hope that this reading brings only light into everyone's situation and healing. And thank you so much for listening. Much love, all my relations. Jai Ma. Have a beautiful, beautiful new moon, everyone. Thank you.